in my reading of chapter 7, and that's where we are at today. And in reading this chapter, I was like, hi, should I speak about the beauty that is spoken about from verse 1? Or should I speak about, like, there are so many things I wanted to highlight, but I want to go all the way to verse 10. Verse 10 of chapter 7 sounds kind of similar to what we were speaking about yesterday, but I read from verse 10 from the NIV all the way to verse 12, and it says this: I belong to my beloved. So, first of all, from verse 1 to verse 9, the dude is just talking about how beautiful the lady is, and it's just continuing to affirm the thing we've been talking about, this kind of love that is so vulnerable, to be like yo. And I think it's a thing that we've lost in our society today, and like we don't even like affirm each other a lot anymore, and just being able to tell people like yo, you are really really beautiful, and this is what I find beautiful about you. When you read verse 6 in the Message version, one of the things that the dude says is that your beauty within and without is absolute, dear lover, close companion. And he is affirming her beauty within, he is affirming her beauty without. You can never affirm somebody's beauty within if you've not taken time to know them, to appreciate who they are on the inside. And you know, like if you dial back to the earlier chapters where we were talking about taking care of the vineyard within, I think this verse comes full circle to kind of affirm that Yani, this lady has taken care of herself so much. She's so beautiful inside out, you know. The inside, the character, the person that she is beautiful, and the person outside is also beautiful. And there's nothing like finding someone who's like that and being with someone who's like that, because somewhere else in the Bible it says, it actually talks about beauty fading. And you know, like when all is said and done, I think the beauty that really stands the test of time is this inner beauty, and this the word of God defines what this inner beauty can look like for you and I in Galatians 5:22 and 23, when he talks about the fruit of the Spirit: love, peace, joy. It talks about kindness, gentleness, goodness, you know. And I feel like those are things that we've lost, concepts that we've lost in our time today, you know. Patience, faithfulness, self-control. But that's what inner beauty looks like. And I wonder, like, if we actually took time to cultivate that on the inside and genuinely become those kind of people on the inside, then it will attract this kind of affirmation that we are seeing here, that your beauty within and without is absolute. So out here there may be skincare routines, out here there may be like wardrobe makeovers, out here there may be like, you know, all these things that we do for glam and everything. But let me tell you, the inner beauty, that's the one that nobody can take away from you, and that is the one that is invaluable. And at the end of the day, I pray that we will get to cultivate that. Verse 10 says, I belong to my beloved, and his desire is for me. Come, my beloved, let us go to the countryside. Let us spend the night in the villages. Let us go early to the vineyards to see if the vines have budded, if the blossoms have opened, and if the pomegranates are in bloom. There I will give you my love. Yeah. And I think when I was reading these verses, the thing that popped at me, and that's a while ago, is just how much time this lovers want to spend together, you know. And I feel like today all I want to say is, look, there's this gift that is called the gift of time, and that for a relationship, for a friendship, for a relationship, for a, you know, whether you're dating or married, I think and I believe that for these relationships to work, the one thing we cannot deny each other is the gift of spending time together. And you can listen to this You know what? She's talking here and says, "Come, my beloved, let us go to the countryside." You know, like let's get away from all these things that are happening here. Let's go and spend the night in the villages. Yeah. Um, and then let's go early to the vineyards to see if the vines have budded, if the blossoms have opened, and if the pomegranates are in bloom. Like, let's get away, let's spend time together. She's talking about the night, she's talking about the morning. Of course, we're not encouraging you, if you're not married, to spend nights together, and we need to be clear about that. But the concept that is being spoken about here is just the concept of spending time together. It is sad to get into relationships and then to start denying each other this blessing and this gift that is time. Spending time together is irreplaceable. It is, first of all, like if you are in love and you've already made it clear that this is what we are doing, we're dating, we're married, what you've done is you've excluded yourself from many other relationships. And you've kind of cannot give the same amount of time to certain people anymore, and so you can't do that to someone and then deny them time. And that's what this chapter here is, these verses here are speaking to us about. It's learning how in these times we can make time for one another. Life gets busy. Work is squeezing, friends are calling, family is calling, there are responsibilities, there's a lot to be done, there's church, there's relationships to maintain. But still, what this is calling us to is an intentional carving of good quality time with the people that we're trying to, draw close in our lives if we're dating, or are already in our lives if we are married. Like, do not deny each other that gift. I think the place where people deny each other time the most is marriage, because already, like, we live in the same house. But let me tell you, living in the same house is not equal to quality time. Especially when parenting comes in the equation, you must learn to be intentional, to be like, hey, we're going to create this kind of time to go away and remember the love. By the way, your love, especially if you're parenting and you are parents, your love is the foundation for those kids, right? And at the end of the day, if you don't get away and build your love and feed your love, it's going to be lacking at home. Yeah, if you don't get away and regenerate your love, it's going to be lacking and it will be felt in the house, because now everything that happens in the house is maintenance and it's drawing from a source. And so if that source is not fed, then we're going to come home and we can feel starved of love. And so let's really the Bible here is asking us to carve time, like to get away to the countryside, spend that weekend somewhere, go for that hangout somewhere, for that date somewhere, sit down and remember to value each other and to give each other value in terms of the time that you spend, the quality of that time that you spend together. And so this is a reminder for us today that there are many things that are in demand of our time, but please do not deny each other time, and do not take that gift of time away from one another, especially if you're in a relationship. If you're looking to get into a relationship, let me warn you, it's going to take time from you. Okay, you're gonna have to be on call, you're gonna have to learn to call and check up on people, you're gonna have to learn to carve time out and spend time in conversations and in getting to know each other. It's going to cost some time, and time is an asset when it comes to relationships. It cannot be exchanged with anything else. And I guess that does it for our lesson today, and I pray that this is something that we can do, and it's a gift that we can extend to one another. God bless you. Let's conclude this tomorrow. Bye.